Hi, I'm Chef Chayla with My Bake Studio and welcome! This video is a variation on the Rainbow Piñata Cake. So I'll just be going over a design variation, but if you need to see how to level, crumb coat, and piñata your cake, you will need to watch that video to get the full in-depth details, but this is just an option that you could do for the sides instead of what we did in the video. So let's get on to it. Rainbow Piñata variation time. Yes! All right, so with this variation, we actually don't use any tips until the very end. So you don't need to put any tips on your bags. And then a number one difference right here. Blur, 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 blur. Number one difference. This cake I have right here is already crumb coated. You do not need to have a already crumb coated cake. You do need it leveled and filled though. So again, if you're not sure how to do that, we do go over it in the Rainbow Piñata video if you just want to go watch that first part so you know what I'm talking about. You do want it leveled and filled. You do not have to crumb coat it, but I do have a crumb coated cake today. I'm aware that not everybody has extra icing laying around like I do, so if you do want to crumb coat your cake, I recommend getting another white icing or just whipping some up really fast and just putting a light crumb coating on there. I do think this part is a little bit easier to do with a crumb coat, but you do not have to. So even if you do not have this thin layer of white icing on your cake, you can still do all the steps the same way I'm doing them as long as your cake is leveled and filled. And then for this variation, it will be everything that came with your Rainbow Piñata Cake Kit. Now, I want to make sure that you can still do this design with everything that came with it. I will mention a couple of other things that you could go and get if you would like to add a little more to your cake, but let's go ahead and do it. This is going to be, instead of rainbow colors all over, we're going to do a striped rainbow cake today. So it does not matter if you put red at the top or red at the bottom. Whatever feels right for you. I'm going to start at the top, and I'm not even going to worry about this part. We're just focusing on our sides. And then, this is a Lazy Susan. You don't have to have one to do this. It just makes it a little easier because you can turn it. You can usually find them at like Michael's or Hobby Lobby or a local cake decorating store. I think Walmart has had them before, and Target. You can just look up Lazy Susan and I'm sure it'll pull up where you can get one. They are awesome, although if you spin them as fast as you can, like you whole canned it, your cake will go flying, so you don't want to spin it too fast. But if you don't have a Lazy Susan, you can just pipe a line, turn your cake. Pipe it, turn your cake, instead of actually spinning the board, which is what I go over in the original video, is I do it without the turn board, but since this is just a different design option, I am using my turn board right now, / my Lazy Susan. But we're going to make a red line, and I have no tips on here, and I'm just going all the way along the top. Ta-da! Now I'm going to go in with my second color, which is orange, but I want to make sure that these lines are touching. It's very similar to our multicolor bag video, where you want those lines touching. Like, you don't want them over each other, you don't want them like this. You want them side by side where there are no gaps. Just makes the smoothing out process easier, which another way you could customize this to be a bit more woohoo if you need more colors all over the place, is you could put all your icings in a rainbow bag and decorate your cake with the rainbow bag. So if you're not sure how to do that, we do have a video on that if you want to go back to our YouTube channel. But anyway, I'm going to go in a circle. Perfect. So my lines are directly touching each other. Now, if you get a little cattywampus, like, totally fine. Like, I've got a little spot right here. I'm just going to put a little bit of icing in there. It does not have to be super duper perfect even line. Just if you have any gaps, go ahead and fill in a little bit of icing there. So I'm just going to repeat this process until I've made it to the bottom of my cake. Yeah. Magic! And then also, I did save because it came with white icing too. You use the white icing to fill your cake, but I did save about that much of it for the end. But you can do the end part with any of the colors or all the colors that you have left over. I did not put all of my icing on here. I left a little bit of each color on there in case we need it during the next part. So now you may take your spatula or butter knife and just whoosh. I go over how to do it with the butter knife in the original video, but today I'm going to be using a icing comb, which does not come with the kit, but I am using it because you do not have to use it for this video. You can use a bread scraper, a cake spatula, or a butter knife, or even a ruler, and it'll be the same. It's just personal preference. But if you would like an icing comb, it's the same thing with the words are hard with the Lazy Susan. You can just look up icing comb and it'll pull up where somewhere near you has them. But with the icing comb, I'm going to use the flat side. So if you're using your knife, you would use the flat side. Same thing with your spatula. And I'm going to creaky window it, and then I'm just going to turn. Yes. All right, so a couple things happened here. Number one, it looks awesome. But number two, you kind of lose the yellow a bit, and then I don't feel like there's enough red. So this is why I saved some of my icing. I'm going to put another stripe over top of this and make my red go a little further, and then just add another yellow line, and then I'm going to go over it one more time. But before I go over it, whether you're using an icing comb, a cake spatula, or a butter knife, go ahead and make sure it's super clean first. So go ahead and wipe it off before you go back to smooth it out, because otherwise you're just going to be putting these colors back on the cake. Magic! All right, so this is much more of the type of gradient that I wanted. And now, for this top part, I'm just going to cover my top in the rainbow sprinkles. Now, originally, this cake is pinataed, so if you want to see an in-depth version of that, once again, go ahead and watch the other video. But today, I'm actually not going to pinata this cake, and I'm going to use my sprinkles on top as decorations. So I am just going to drag this red icing all the way around like this with a butter knife. Ooh, we could do something else. There's a lot of variations of this. We might do a couple of we'll see. We'll see. And then I'm just kind of spreading a thin layer. I'm like petting my icing instead of smoothing it out, because I'm not going to see this at all since I'm going to cover it with rainbow sprinkles. Another option is you could pinata your cake with the sprinkles, and then if you have any like chocolate chips at home or melting chocolate, you could melt those and then pour it in the center and use a knife to push the chocolate to the edge so you get some beautiful drips. We will probably have a drip variation cake at some point, but that is something you can do. So you're hearing it here first, is that you can pour melted chocolate all over the top. I would honestly do that today if I wasn't showing you things that you can do with everything in the box. And also, I am out of chocolate chips. I know, I don't know how that happened. Somebody who goes and does the shopping, somebody being me, totally spaced it. But now that I've got that pet on there, oh, you can also use, well, let's go over this. Why not? We're here. We're here. We're here. We're here. You can also use your knife to scrape along the board if you have some of these little dudes like I do. Oh yeah, we're totally... There'll be another rainbow cake variation for you, and in that one, we will also go over how to use this. So, woo! All right, I'm going to grab my sprinkles. So now that I have my sprinkles, I'm going to put them in my hand, put them on top, and they're going to want to roll a little bit. So I'm just going to start with little sections, and then I'm going to pat them. Boop, 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 boop. I'm just going to repeat that for the whole top. You could also put some sprinkles on the bottom of your board and then pat your cake like so. I'm giving it a little tap along the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish that out. Alrighty, look at that, it's so pretty and colorful! So now I'm just gonna add a cute little border to the top and then finish it out with some more sprinkles. And that is a variation of a rainbow piñata cake that you could do. Piñata or not piñata. Whatever feels right for you. And then because I'm a sprinkle person, you gotta add the sprinkles to the poops. Yes, but there you go, you guys. There's a variation. Yes! Yes! And there you go, you guys. This is a variation of the Rainbow Piñata Cake. And I just wanted to say, if putting sprinkles all over the top is not your thing, that's okay. First of all, it's your cake. You're the one making it. Second of all, I'm just here to give you ideas and help, but if putting sprinkles on top does not feel like you and is not going to make you happy, then don't do it. You're the one eating it. I want you to enjoy it. Another thing you could do with the top, instead of doing the melted chocolate thing, is you could also just do rainbow bloops or rainbow stripes on the top. You could also use that round tip that came with the Rainbow Piñata Cake Kit to like write something on it, like yay cake, or this cake is a lie, or rainbows! Just whatever you're feeling. Feel free to put your own spin on it, because at the end of the day, it is your cake. But here is an option. We will probably be doing another variation video on rainbow cakes because I'm a fan of color, you guys. I love the rainbow cakes. They make me so happy. And there's so many different things you can do with it. That's part of why I personally really like these variation videos, because yes, this is how we do it, and we teach everyone. But here's another way you can do it, and here's another way you can do it, and here's another way you can do it, because there are tons of different ways to do the same thing. So if you have not seen that video yet, and you're curious what the original design was, go ahead and check it out, see what you think. But I'm going to set this down for a second. Oh, here's it. Okay, so I'm sorry, my television is on. I had it on when I was eating dinner, and then I forgot to turn it off like a bad person. But that was perfect timing. Okay. We're good. No, it's fine. Everything's fine. But thank you guys so much for coming today. If you're new, welcome. And if you did not know, My Make Studio, we send decorating kits to you. So we have round cakes, square cakes, cupcakes, pies, all kinds of stuff. And we send them right to you, and then you can either do written directions, or you can come back and see me here on YouTube and decorate with me, and I will talk you through the whole process. So if you'd like to check that out, our website is mymakestudio.com. And I hope you had fun and learned something. And welcome to the family. And then if you have decorated with me before and you are old and you know what's going on, hey, thanks for coming back. I also hope you learned something and that you had fun today. If you would like to see what else is going on in the My Make Studio world, we also have a Facebook, which is My Make Studio, and Instagram, which is at My Make Studio, and then we have a TikTok, which is at My Make Studio. So if you just kind of want to see weird stuff I'm doing with me and my dog, who's pouting on the couch right now, and just cakes and whatnot, like, check out all those things. Feel free to look at what we're doing and to check out the website again. Like, we have all kinds of stuff. Like, there's even, it doesn't have to be like, oh yay, colorful. You want monsters? We got Monster Squad cupcake kit. I'm really into it. But thank you guys again for coming so much. I would love to see your beautiful creations. Like, for realsies, we're all doing the same thing, but to me, like, cake and cupcakes are just art that you can eat, and art is unique just like you are. So everyone puts their own spin on it, and it makes my heart so happy. But until next time, everybody, as always, stay creative.